Hello again, everyone. It's Vince Forer from TradingWinds.com, and this is our update for October 18th, 2020. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. I'm going to take a look at all the usual charts and go through how the markets closed on Friday and what we should expect this week. But before I do that, I'm sure for many of you it is the first time seeing the layout that I have on here, this Metastock chart. Just give me a second to explain what this is. This is our new victory system. Because of the current environment in the markets and the added volatility that I'm expecting to see as we head into the election, and most likely we'll see a lot more of it after the election, I wanted to create something that would be a little or I should say very responsive to quick changes in the market. And so this is what we call the victory system. It has not been released to the public yet, but will be very soon. It is completely different than any of our other systems. It involves nothing, none of the same indicators, none of the same formulas, completely different. But what you'll see here are red or green arrows. That's telling you when it's appropriate to get into a trade. At times, an exit symbol as well. Although there are very often we will go from being in a short straight into a long or vice versa. And the dots that you see here, these red and green dots, those are what we call re-entries. In other words, if it's calling a trade here and you missed the initial trade and you see a dot afterwards, it's telling you that the same formula that came together here to call that entry is calling another short here or another long here, right? So the same criteria here has come together again. Normally, like on some of our other systems, when we're already in a trade and it sets up again, we don't flag it, we just stay with it until it exits. But this time, we thought we'd add these re-entries for you. And so, of course, if you're in a short trade, all candles will be painted red. In a long trade, all candles will be painted green, to help you remain disciplined and stay in that trade. Anyway, enough on that. We will give you a lot more details as we move forward. Again, it should be released soon, but let's go to Friday and talk about how the markets finished off. So the Dow on Friday was up 112 points and actually is giving us one of those re-entry dots. So we should see a move here back to those all-time highs in the days ahead. The S&P 500 actually finished higher, but only by about half a percentage point, half a point, I should say. But again, we got another re-entry dot there. The NASDAQ and the X here, the NASDAQ index actually finished lower by about 42 points on Friday, and the Russell finished lower by 5 points on Friday, but again, did get one of those re-entry dots. Now, gold here was slightly lower, about 3.5 points or so. There you go. And the crude oil market, or futures, I should say, was flat, down about 10 cents or so. Let's quickly look at the dollar index here. And there it is. We saw a bit of a pop there on Friday, but really not in a trade right now. That was also an exit. So let's take a bit of a broader look here. Let's go to the main sectors, the ETFs of the different sectors, starting with materials here, and open that up and look at that. We had a re-entry dot there as well. So here we've been in a bit of a, I guess we could call it a channel if you look at this. We've touched this level at least twice, this one once. So we're in a bit of a back and forth. We're back to that flat 20 moving average, but it is giving us a re-entry there. If we look at XLC here, communication sector, we're still in a long, pulling back a little this past week, but still looking for more upside there. The energy sector, though, fresh new trigger to the downside. So another short coming together here, and we should retest those March lows, which come in around 22 or so. So expect more downside there. That has been a nice trend lower. You can see we got in here. There was a re-entry here, recent exit there, and now it's just rolled over again with slope. And so 22 looks very likely here going forward. The financial sector, XLF, in a bit of a channel here. Definitely consolidating, but so far still looking for more upside. If we look at industrials, that has been a nice slope higher and still in a long headed towards those all-time highs. The techs, XLK, also looking for a move back to those highs, currently in a trend with momentum there. We also have consumer staples here, pretty much getting back to those highs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens right now. But so far, we're still in a long here, looking for more upside there. Real estate sector definitely in consolidation mode here, and really not doing much. We are currently in a long, but no momentum there whatsoever. Again, going forward, I'll talk about which one of these setups you should look for and which ones you should not. We'll get into more details there. XLU, the utilities, doing well and actually setting up once again on Friday here. So I'm looking for a move back towards 70 here on utilities coming up. And healthcare, XLV, pretty much back at the highs, still in the long, regaining some momentum there. And last but not least, consumer discretionary stocks, back at those highs, regaining momentum, looking good for more of a move to the long side. Now, coming up this week, with as far as news goes, on Monday, Fed Chair Powell does speak. It'll be interesting to hear what he says there, but not a whole lot else going on. Tuesday, we get building permits, housing starts, and the Red Book report. Wednesday, we get MBA mortgage apps. Oops, let's ignore that. We get the mortgage apps number. And what else do we get on Wednesday? We get the Beige Book report as well on Wednesday. Thursday, jobless claims number. As you know, last week we did tick higher there. So that seems to be going in the wrong direction. Existing home sales also on Thursday. And Friday, we get manufacturing PMI and the federal budget balance. So not a very busy week for news, but it is going to be an interesting start because this weekend, Nancy Pelosi gave Republicans their 48-hour deadline to agree on the stimulus package. So I haven't gone through the article in detail myself. Did see the headline just before I started recording this. So as you know, they've been at this for several weeks now, trying to agree on a stimulus package. Now apparently there's a 48-hour deadline. So we may get something that comes together here in the next 48 hours, and that should boost the markets. But again, if we don't get it, that could cause some wild swings as well. So should be an interesting start to this coming week. As you know, election now is only 2 weeks away. So fasten your seatbelts. I think it's going to be a ride here. And the closer we get, I think the bigger the swings are going to get. And especially after the election, I think there will be quite a bit of volatility. Okay, so again, we are still looking for more upside here. As ridiculous as that may sound, considering the state of the economy right now, we're still looking for more upside and fresh new highs here as we head into the election. A reminder, we are having another live market chat. That's tomorrow, Monday, October 19th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Hope you can join us. I hope to see you there, but that's about it for now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on our next update.